All right, let's jump right in. The way law firms have been finding new clients, well, it's completely changing. If your marketing playbook looks the same as it did a few years ago, you're not just falling behind, you're pretty much becoming invisible. So today, we're going to break down exactly what's different and lay out the new strategy for 2026.
And this right here really hits the nail on the head. The old reliable methods, trying to rank on Google, running some standard ads, they just don't pack the same punch anymore. The whole digital world has been rewritten thanks to AI, and what clients expect has totally changed right along with it.
Now, let's talk about the real cost of not keeping up. This number, 60%, is just wild. That's how much of a firm's digital marketing budget often gets thrown away, just because it's so hard to connect the money you're spending to actual signed cases. It's like pouring water into a bucket full of holes. We're here to help you patch those holes.
To do that, here's our game plan. We'll start by looking at why the old playbook is broken. Then, we'll dive into the rise of AI answer engines. We'll also explore a really powerful shift in business models, figure out which numbers you actually need to watch, and finally, put it all together in a new hybrid strategy.
Okay, first up, the broken playbook. Why does getting noticed online these days feel like you're shouting into a hurricane? Well, the problem isn't your firm, it's just the mind-boggling scale of the internet itself.
Just to wrap your head around that, think about it this way. Your firm's website is a single sheet of paper in a stack that's a third of the way to space. Seriously, just hoping a client stumbles across it? That's not a strategy anymore. You're not just up against other law firms, you're competing with a whole universe of noise.
So, if just having a website isn't enough, then what is? This brings us to the first huge strategic shift we've got to make. See, clients aren't just searching anymore, they're asking. And that means we're in the age of the answer engine. This changes everything.
Think of it like this. Before, you'd go to a library and wander the aisles hoping to find the right book. That's like scrolling through Google's 10 blue links. Now, you can walk right up to the librarian, the AI, and ask, who's the best lawyer for my specific problem, and get a direct answer. Your new job is to be the firm that the AI librarian recommends with confidence.
So this is the big pivot, right here. We're moving from SEO to something new, GEO. SEO was all about getting your name on a list of options for the client to sift through. GEO, on the other hand, is about becoming the answer that the AI gives. You're going from being one of the options to being the actual recommendation.
So let's nail down what GEO really is. It's basically the science of making your firm a recognized source of truth online. It's all about setting up your digital presence in such a way that when AI scans the entire internet looking for expertise and authority, your firm's name just keeps popping up as the top choice.
And how do you pull that off? Well, the AI is basically running a background check on you in 3 key ways. First, your digital footprint has to be rock solid and consistent. Same name, same address, everywhere. Second, the AI literally reads your reviews looking for positive words like expert or responsive. And third, your website needs to speak the AI's language using special code, leaving absolutely no doubt about who you are and what you do.
Now, once you start building that kind of deep authority, it opens the door to our next big idea, changing your business model from just chasing individual cases to building predictable, recurring revenue. Yeah, we're talking about subscriptions.
And the numbers here are, well, they're kind of insane. Over the last 9 years, the S&P 500 grew by 32%. That's pretty good. But companies built on subscriptions, they grew by 435%. That's not just a trend, folks. That's a revolution that law firms can absolutely get in on.
The difference in strategy is just huge. Think about it. The old way, billing by the hour, puts you in this constant hunt and kill cycle. Every month, you're starting from zero. It's feast or famine. But a subscription model, it lets you farm. You cultivate a stable, predictable flow of revenue that actually grows over time.
So, what does this actually look like in the real world? It's all about creating different tiers for your clients. A starter plan might offer a couple hours of consultation. A growth tier could add unlimited document review. And an enterprise level might give them a dedicated attorney. You meet your clients where they are and grow with them.
Of course, you've got to play by the rules. The American Bar Association is really clear on this stuff. The bottom line is, you can absolutely pay for leads. But the company sending you those leads can't recommend or vouch for you. It's all about ethically generating interest, not just buying a 5-star review.
This leads us right into our next big topic,
tracking the right numbers. Because if you're not measuring what actually moves the needle, you're flying blind, and you're probably wasting a good chunk of that 60% of your budget we talked about earlier.
You've got to know the difference between a vanity metric and a real one. Take cost per lead. A low CPL looks great in a report, right? But it's totally misleading because it counts every single phone call, even the spam and the people who aren't a good fit. The real metric is cost per signed case. That one cuts through all the noise and tells you exactly what it costs to get an actual paying client in the door.
And the one metric that really ties it all together is return on ad spent, or ROAS. This number answers the one question every managing partner really cares about. For every single dollar we put into marketing, how many dollars are we getting back? It's the cleanest way to see if your marketing is actually making money.
And hey, there's even a target you can shoot for. A really healthy marketing return for a law firm is somewhere between 3-to-1 and 5-to-1. So, for every dollar you spend, you should be generating at least $3 to $5 back. If you are, you're in a great spot. If not, it's time to take a hard look at your strategy.
Okay, so let's put all of these pieces together. The winning playbook for 2026 isn't about picking just one of these tactics. It's about weaving them all into one smart, powerful hybrid model.
This new model really has 3 different engines working at once. First, you've got your paid ads, which capture the now business, people who need a lawyer like yesterday. Then you've got your traditional SEO, which builds your future business by establishing you as an authority over the long haul. And finally, you have GEO, which secures your trust business by making you the AI's go-to answer.
And honestly, the stakes could not be higher. This is not just about keeping up with the times. The firms that truly master this hybrid approach, they aren't just going to survive what's coming. They're going to define the entire legal market for years to come. So we'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. This shift to a more predictable, scalable, and AI-driven way of doing business, it's already happening. So the real question isn't whether this new model is valid. The question is whether your firm is ready to change its mindset, its operations, and its strategy to grab this opportunity. Are you?